A new attempt at adapting the Mary Shelley novel Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus has come out, this time being headed by Guillermo del Toro. After his last Gothic-style film with Crimson Peak, I was pleasantly surprised to learn he was behind this film. Being 100% honest with you, I had no idea this film was coming out. I vaguely recall hearing about a new Frankenstein adaptation, but nothing about who was connected. But I went to see it, and honestly, I'm surprised it's taken me so long to cover a more traditional Frankenstein story. Not that Frankenstein vs. the Mummy wasn't peak cinema. I feel like most people know the tale, but for those born yesterday, the plot follows Victor Frankenstein, this time played by Oscar Isaacs. He's a medical genius, and will ultimately go on to create a monster. Or was he the real monster all along? Now, to be clear, this film is different from what most people imagine when they hear about Frankie. They typically think of the Boris Karloff era. This movie is much more like the 1994 film, though this one comes off a bit more artsy and a little bit longer at around 2.5 hours long, though you really don't feel it. I'd say the only pacing issues I really have was with the opening bits of Victor. They can feel a little choppy. Not the opening of the film. That is a surprisingly intense and fun segment. I mean more when we see Victor as a kid one moment, and the next he's getting thrown out of school as Oscar Isaacs. And he already has a corpse just coming alive in front of everyone. The film is roughly split into 2 parts, as it has different characters recounting events. I found the second half overall to be better. Not saying the first half was terrible. Again, nothing serious complaint-wise. What was serious, though, were the effects. Now, the movie can be very beautiful with the sets, costume choices, and how it's all framed, but the actual gore effects were solid. I think the majority were practical. The only obvious CGI was involving some wolves halfway through the film. While the effects were decent, it was identifiable. Now there's about 2, maybe 3 main characters. Victor, played by Oscar Isaacs, Elizabeth, played by Mia Goth, and the Creature, played by Jacob Elordi. I rather enjoy how the Creature was done here. It's some very impressive effects bringing him to life. His interactions with Victor are also great. Victor is a dick as he falls further into the science, but he is trying to get some sort of progress out of it. The Creature isn't getting smarter. Let's try beating and frustrating it. Given what follows, pissing off the 6'5" beast might not be the smartest idea. I did like Isaacs in the role, but honestly my favorite segments were more when the Creature was away from Victor. I haven't read the book, so I can't confirm what most of the changes may be. The stuff I've seen has pointed out some changes. The regeneration of wounds is something I'm not familiar with being in the book. However, I will say the complaints about the Creature being too good-looking is a bit odd. I see why people are bringing that up, but not only in the movie does Victor look for pristine specimens, the book also has the Creature constructed from the best parts found. Also, the entire cast is constructed of many named actors. Howdy there, Tywin. Don't go into this film expecting a monster movie like Predator or such. While there are some gruesome effects, there's only a handful of action scenes, impressively done as they are, and the whole story is a lot more somber and, well, traditional. It is based off Gothic horror from 1818, so I don't hold that as a negative. I would say that if you enjoyed Crimson Peak, or at least weren't disappointed by its handling of Ghost, you will likely enjoy this film. Honestly, if you enjoyed the 94 film, I suggest checking this one out. I will say this one is lacking some story elements that the 94 one did have, such as creating a female Frankenstein, but ultimately not a lot is lost there. It's a shame that the film has only seen a limited theatrical run and then getting booted off to Netflix. Like I said earlier, I had zero idea this film was out. I had to trip across it via word of mouth alone. I do hope that after seeing this review, you check out the film yourself. It clearly changes or removes entire sections of the book, but it's still a very solid adaptation. While not to such an extreme, it does remind me a fair bit of the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula film, another one I have yet to review. All in good time though. So yes, if you haven't already, go see the film. And if you have, tell me down in the comments what you think about it. I'm gonna go try and find a non-Star Wars science fiction film where Oscar Isaacs isn't naked on screen for an extended period of time. It's only happened twice, but that's still wild to me it happened twice.